Hello dear students, I am Professor Priya Kulkarni, and in this lecture we will discuss about the seepage and its effects on the soil and why we need to study this seepage condition and what are the other conditions related to soil are there because of this seepage. Okay, so uh, for the design of foundation, and earth slopes, we need to or we require to study this seepage condition and the quantity of water that will be lost by percolation through the dam or its subsoil. For that purpose also we have to study the seepage phenomenon. So basically what does the seepage means? It is same, it is the percolation of water through the soil. Okay, what does the seepage means? It is the percolation of water through the soil. But while when this water is percolating through the soil mass or through the interconnecting voids, the seepage pressure, uh, this term seepage pressure is there, and this water which is percolating through the soil mass, it exerts the pressure on the surrounding soil mass. So for that case we have to study this seepage condition, and if the seepage pressure gets excessive or it is become uncontrollable, then what we have to do in that cases. So we'll study these factors one by one. So as the water flows through the soil, it exerts a frictional drag. Agree? Okay. So when water is flowing through soil, it exerts a friction drag on the soil particles, resulting in head loss. Okay. So frictional drag is called as frictional force in soil mechanics. Okay. So uh, in short, there is an energy transfer between water and soil due to viscous friction exerted on water through the flowing soil pores. Okay, so this pressure exerted by water on the soil through which it percolates is known as the seepage pressure, PS. Okay, so there is a simple relationship or thing we'll draw here. So this seepage force is given by, so this seepage force Fs is equals to Ps, that is seepage pressure into area. Okay, now what does this seepage pressure is? So this seepage pressure is Ps is equals to H into gamma W. Okay, height into density of water. So this height is the hydraulic head. Okay, this H is hydraulic head, and how this hydraulic head is represented? What does we know? Hydraulic gradient H by L. Okay, so this H is replaced by I into L. Clear? So this seepage force is equals to I into L into gamma W into A. Okay, so this is the simple formulation that we get from the this seepage condition or this seepage factor. Okay, moving towards the next slide, there is downward seepage and there is upward seepage. So what are the effect and what is the change while there is the seepage in downward direction and where is seepage in upward direction? Okay, upward flow and downward flow. Okay, if the seepage is downwards, then the result of seepage stresses in the same direction as the gravitational effective stress. Okay, so gamma dash z. Okay, this is the gamma dash z is what? This is the total stress. Okay, so this total stress is equals to seepage stress plus gravitational stress, and if there are pores and if there is a pore pressure, there is always a pore pressure acting uh, uh, in between soil particles and the water. Okay, but if this if this pore pressure exceeds, then we have to consider that seepage pressure also. Okay, then gamma dash z is equals to gamma z, gamma dash z, okay, into Iz gamma w. This Iz gamma w is the seepage pressure, and this is gravitational effective stress. Okay, so is equals to what we get, gamma dash z plus Is. Is means it is a hydraulic gradient due to seepage. Okay, I is hydraulic gradient and Is means hydraulic gradient due to seepage, and Z is what, Z is the total head, okay, effective head. So in case of upward pressure, since just understand here, when we are considering this downward seepage, then we take gravitational force positive, okay, because gravitational force acts in the downward direction, okay. And but when we consider this seepage force is acting in upward direction, or there is a upward seepage, then this gravitational force factor we consider it as negative, okay. So this is the change in downward and upward seepage condition, okay. So what is the effect of this seepage on the structure? So there is one phenomenon happens, or there is one phenomenon occurs due to seepage, that is piping. So what does this piping means? And also there is one condition or one phenomenon occurs because of this seepage on the soil, is first one is piping and second one is quicksand condition, okay. So these two terms we'll study one by one, okay. Now just give me 1 minute. So piping we'll see first, what does the piping means, okay. So when the movement of the soil particles by percolating water takes place, leading to the formation of a hole or a pipe, the phenomenon of piping is said to occur. Now piping means what? In short, this phenomenon, this is a phenomenon by which the soil in downstream sides of a hydraulic structure get lifted up due to excessive pressure of water. Okay, now see here, if the effective stress, if the effective stress increases, okay, there is this head the sides of the structure, okay. So this is one structure we have here, okay. And when the soil on the downstream side of some hydraulic structure, it gets lifted up. So here, because of this increase in effective stress, okay, when effective stress increases, seepage pressure is in the limits, and when effective stress got decreasing, this seepage pressure is not in the limit, it has increased. So in that cases, the soil in the surrounding structure gets lifted up, okay. So this is the effect of seepage on the effect of seepage on effective stress near retaining wall, okay. So this phenomenon is known as piping. So because of this, what happens because of this piping, there occurs erosion, okay. There occurs premature erosions, or the soils or the layer of a structure where this piping is happening, it gets erodes, okay. The surrounding soil gets or will get removed because of this piping condition, okay. So for that condition, and this condition is very serious in case of dams, okay, because we have a structure, 1 minute, we have dam profile like this, okay, we have dam profile like this, okay. So basically this there is seepage or there is erosion, it, maximum chances are there at the toe part, okay. This is the toe of a dam, okay, the toe of a dam. So when this erosion is happening, the soil in this section of a dam gets removed, okay, and there are chances of settlement or failure of dam in many cases if it is not controlled, okay. So for that structure, what we have to do, we have to provide a filters, to prevent this piping. Okay, so filters, what does the filter exactly means? If you have seen the wire mesh, okay, it is, filter means what? It is a wire mesh provided uh, uh, on the banks of the river. Okay, if you have seen or if you have visited any dam, then there are also wire mesh provided at this toe section to prevent this piping. Okay, so these are the filters which doesn't allow that particular gravel or soil part to flow from that structure or to get erode from that section. Okay, so this seepage, because of this seepage piping occurs, and to prevent the piping we provide filters. Okay, is it clear? Then the next condition occurs because of this seepage, that is quicksand condition. Okay, that is quicksand condition. So what does this quicksand means? It is not the property of sand, and this is not uh, any type of sand. Okay, quicksand is not a type of sand, it is a phenomenon because of the seepage. Okay, so the seepage is responsible for the phenomenon of quicksand. Okay, this quicksand condition occurs when flow takes place in upward direction. Okay, this is very important and this can be asked as a MCQ. So when flow occurs in upward direction, this quicksand condition or critical hydraulic gradient condition occurs. Okay, so when flow takes place in the upward direction, the effective pressure gets reduced. Okay, since seepage pressure is also acting in upward direction. Okay, so when the seepage pressure becomes exactly equal to the submerged weight of soil through which the flow is taking place, the effective pressure becomes zero. So just understand very carefully, and this is very important to for you to get this quicksand condition, or what phenomenon occurs to create this quicksand condition. Okay, so I am repeating once again: when the flow takes place in the upward direction, the effective pressure gets reduced since the seepage pressure is also acting in upward direction. Okay, when the seepage pressure becomes exactly equal to the submerged weight of soil through which the flow is taking place, the effective pressure becomes zero. So in this case, the soil is less cohesive uh, and it loses all its shear strength, and the soil particles move in the direction of flow. Okay, the soil particles doesn't carry any friction, so they are moving with the water, okay, in the direction of flow. So in this case, because of this seepage, there is a upward flow of the water, so these soil particles are moving in the upward direction. Okay, so the lifting of soil particles is known as quicksand, boiling condition, or quick condition. Okay, the lifting of soil particles is known as quicksand, boiling condition, or quick condition. So during this condition, the effective pressure reduces to zero. This is very important. So when this quicksand condition occurs, the effective pressure becomes zero. Okay, the soil particles does not have any shear strength, and they does not have any friction. They lose all its shear strength, and they try to move in the direction with the flow. Okay, so the flow is in upward direction, so these soil particles are started to move in the upward direction. Okay, for this there is one simple setup. Will tell you what this exactly means. Okay, so just see this A diagram. Here there is a water in this B container, and there is a soil in this C container, and again there is a water in this A container. Okay, now when we allow this water to flow from the soil, soil or sand, okay, soil or sand, anything. So because of this seepage condition, okay, because of the seepage condition, the soil, the water tries to flow in the upward direction. Okay, and when this water is flowing in the upward direction, it will come in this A container. Okay, so when the effective pressure becomes zero, so when this effective pressure becomes zero, when when the seepage pressure becomes exactly equal to the submerged weight of soil. Okay, so in that condition effective pressure becomes zero and soil start moving with the flow. Okay, so here the soil is moving in the upward direction. Okay, though since the flow is in upward direction, the soil starts to move in the upward direction. So here the quicksand condition occurs. Okay, so there is one simple explanation for this quicksand condition. So I will explain this part in our live lecture. Okay, so just remember this formula for quicksand condition. IC is equals to GS minus 1 divided by 1 plus E. Okay, the critical gradient or natural granular soil deposits can be calculated if void ratios of deposits are known. Okay, if the void ratios are known, then this quicksand IC. Okay, IC is the hydraulic gradient in the quicksand condition or critical hydraulic gradient. Quicksand condition is also known as critical hydraulic gradient. IC, C is for critical. So for all purposes of specific gravity of granular material can be assumed as 2.65. Okay, so G specific gravity of granular material is 2.65. Okay, so if we know the void ratio and we have taken this G is equals to 2.65, so for different void ratios we can calculate this critical hydraulic gradient. Okay, so this is the quicksand condition, and here the filter requirement to control the piping. So I have told you about this. Okay, so in the next lecture we'll take live lecture, and there we uh, solve these problems related to our permeability. Okay, permeability condition, quicksand condition, and there is one term that Laplace equation. Okay, and there is a solution for this Laplace equation, that is flow net. Okay, so we will try to study the flow net, and we will draw the seepage line on the Ardha Nil dam. Okay, so these 3 points we can cover in the live lecture. Okay, and then we'll conclude our second unit. Okay, so if you have any doubts regarding this lecture, you can directly message me or call me to clear all your doubts. Okay, thank you, take care.